Hello, family. Welcome. I see you all here checking in. This is Dr. Kia Pruitt. Welcome. It is Wednesday, August the 14th, 2024, my sister's birthday. And let's see what the time is. The time is 8:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we have an amazing guest today. Many of you know him, but for those of you who don't, allow me to introduce to some and present to others none other than the amazing John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., the real JFK Jr., the son of a legend, former President John Fitzgerald Kennedy Sr., the gentleman who wanted to and did expose the plot to enslave humanity. And he said that I will expose this. He said there is a plot to enslave every man, woman, and child. And before I leave this high noble office, I will expose this plot, is what John Fitzgerald Kennedy Sr. said. And because he did that, because he exposed the plot, because he exposed the deep state and our central banking system, and worked even with the civil rights people to liberate African Americans, the people in power, the evil cabal, the mafia, took him out. But you know what? You can destroy the man, but you cannot destroy his legacy. And the living legacy that we have right before us right here is John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. And I'm so grateful and humbled to have him here. Welcome, John. How are you?
Thank you, Kia. I'm all turning red. I thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. I really, really do. When you were saying that, I was thinking of Henry. Henry showed me a picture his grandmother had on the wall. It was a picture of Martin Luther King, my father, and my uncle. And he said his grandmother had passed away, but he said she always had that lit up on the wall, which was so cool.
Wow.
Because they don't like the truth coming out. And we're getting it out. We're going to get it out no matter what. And, but thank you so much for the kind words. You're awesome, Kia. You are.
Oh my gosh, it's just my pleasure. Like, who would have ever thought I would be alive to meet the son of John Fitzgerald Kennedy Sr.? Like, why does God love me so much? Why does God love us, our soul family here, so much to be a part of the history where you're coming back to reclaim your father's legacy, and to reclaim what's yours? Everything that your father left for you, you deserve, and you're back to reclaim it. That is amazing. It's amazing. Thank you.
They had me in my father's shoes when I was just a young teenager. I'd never be able to fill his shoes ever in a million years, but I'm sure going to try, and I'm sure going to try to walk my father back to the White House for justice because my father lost it all for this country.
Yes,
and what he never got to, well, maybe he did in heaven, but he lost his entire family for being the president of the United States. My mother and my sister and his side of the family, his brother, my mother's sister, they're my cousins. It's such a huge war. I've lost so much. I'm still losing, but America is worth it. Americans are worth it. And I'm relying on all Americans to share. I was talking with you about the cults and mind control and how we are all brainwashed into waving flags for the cabal and we don't even know it. On Facebook, I was talking with this gal that shares my post. I'm blocked and hindered on Facebook. I'll get 2 or 3 people liking, and that's it. Just a little circle they keep us in. I was saying, when I was young, I would go to the airport and these Hare Krishna members would be dancing around and bring you a flower. And everybody knows Hare Krishna and it's a cult. They've made shows and talk shows about cults and brainwashing and mind control. And I was like, you think that Hare Krishna member is handing you a flower and telling you Hare Krishna is the only way of life, if you told them there was better life than that, you think they would believe you? No. And it's kind of like the same way talking to these people that don't believe our government is out to control them. But the control for so many years, they've been putting it into place And we really need to wake up that they have us. And we need to wake up to what they're doing. And I'm trying to expose what they've done to me. I really am. Ears. People, you know, I know because I've been sharing this for 9 years now. I believe it's 9 years.
Wow.
Hundreds and hundreds of emails sent to the news. 0 emails back from the news. I've emailed hundreds of Fox News, ABC, CBS, all of them. Hundreds of emails and no response. Why? Maybe our CIA is intercepting all my emails over the years. But do your research. This is a wonderful shirt gifted to me. It's got a website on it. Katie, Mama Butterfly on Telegram started that for me. If you go to that website, but the 3 ears on, I don't know, it'd be your right or your left. But anyway, it's backwards here. That ear I'm pointing at was John Kennedy Jr. The whole world knew. The other three ears are my ears. The one in the middle is my ear now to this very day. Big old fat earlobe hanging down. The other 2 are me as a child. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of photos of me as a child with the same ear. How did it go from my ear to that ear? Because an ear is like a fingerprint. It'll hold up in a court of law.
I didn't know that.
It really will. But that's a great example. And she made T-shirts. And I went to the website the other day. I checked it out when she first made it. I just went back the other day because she sent me a bunch of really nice shirts to wear. And I went to it, and it's a really nice website.
I can't see it. Okay, that's you on the left.
Yeah, and then my dad.
Oh, John.
We were about the same age back then.
Can you stand up a little bit? We can't see the bottom. Can you stand up just a little bit? Oh, wow. Nice, John. That's nice.
Yeah. She made those up. They showed, she sent me an email the other day, said, hey, I'm sending you some shirts. I got them, and now I got something to wear. So that's cool. But yeah, the website is full of information. It explains the ears and a few other things. And then you scroll down. I didn't click on them, but there was actually a link to go buy a T-shirt and a bumper sticker. She made these bumper stickers. Oh, I think I got it out in the car. I took it out to the truck because I'm going to put it on. Here's one. I took it out to the truck because I'm going to put it on my truck. I'm going to put this one on my trailer, but she actually made these.
John F. Kennedy Jr. Wait, you froze for a minute. Okay, John F. Kennedy Jr.'s identity was stolen. John F. Kennedy Jr.'s ears match David Keith Quigley's, but not John John's. Find out why. JFK Jr. 2024.com. Oh, wow.
And then they got my ears side by side.
Can somebody?
That was my ear when I was 3. But that is my stepbrother's ear right there. And you can totally see they're not a match. They're totally different.
John, thank you for showing us that. Can you show us that www again? Or where it's okay, family, somebody in the chat, can you type that www.jfkjr24.com in the chat, and I'll put it on the screen because I'm not able for some reason to type anything in my chat. So if you do that, then I'll share it so the family can see it and go to that website. As a matter of fact, I can bring that. Hold on. What was it again? www.jfkjr.com. Is that what it is?
2024.com. Yeah.
2024.com. So let's see if I could find. Oh, no, it didn't come up. HTTP. Let's do it again. John, while I'm doing this, for those people who haven't heard your story, can you briefly just tell us who you are and why they hid you? Why is it that we never heard of you before?
It's crazy at the top. It's crazy what people in the world don't know about our government. It is The government is a big prize, and there is so much murder, so much cover up, so much organized crime trying to take over our government because it's a big prize. If you
Mm,
control the United States government, you control it all, the
mm,
world.
mm.
And I was only 3 when my father was assassinated, but I learned that it was all one big photo op. It was all being controlled by a shadow government.
Okay.
And when I was 3, I lost my father, but it's so crazy being hid out, what they have to do to try to hide you out. You were showing the signatures.
Oh yeah,
Um,
sure. Okay.
Henry made a video. I sent Henry a book with my signature on it. He pulled up my signature when I was a child, and then he pulled up my signature that I
Mm,
signed my book and sent it to him. And it's a total match. If you look at this baseball right here,
right here. Uh-huh.
that you're, yeah, the signature isn't even close compared to when I was 10 years old.
Wow.
It's totally changed. Why? Because he was not me. He replaced me. There's so
Mm,
much evidence. And then it shows another letter that I had written. But there's so much other evidence than DNA. And
mm.
DNA is so controlled.
Yes, it is.
So controlled. I heard BlackRock spent billions of dollars. BlackRock and owning the media, so much of the media and every other thing. It is a total regime.
Mm,
But yeah, it got crazy when I was young. My mother remarried Aristotle Onassis, and I was thinking of that before the show. See, in World War II, my father was in World War II. The United States government went to the mafia.
mm,
They figured one way for them to win the war is go to organized crime, the underworld, for help. So
okay.
when you see Winston Churchill on the yacht with Aristotle Onassis, my stepfather, you need to put 2 and 2 together. I
Mm,
don't have all the answers. I know they used body doubles and identity theft, but there was more than one Aristotle Onassis, the Greek billionaire. But they went to the mafia. Well, the
mm,
mafia totally started infiltrating the United States government. They started killing my loved ones. They killed my father. They killed my uncle. And then by 1975, they had killed my sister, my
mm.
mother's side of the family, my cousins. They thought they killed me, but they killed my mother, and they put in identity theft. They are so powerful, they get people that look like these individuals and replace these individuals, and they make billions of dollars doing it. How they do it, it's complicated, but they use threat tactics and the plain fact to get somebody with no income and say, we're going to make you a billionaire. We're going to make you a millionaire. You're going to have more money. You just got to go with the plan. You're a Hollywood actor now. We're going to teach you how to walk. We're going to teach you how to talk. We're going to give you a little dental work. We're going to give you some plastic surgery, and you are going to live a life of riches. But when we ask you to buy this, send
Mm,
this, do this piece of legislation, you better do it because we'll kill you if you don't. And then they're stuck.
mm,
But they use identity theft. They replaced my mother and my sister with identity theft. But by 1975, I did not think I had any Kennedy blood left. I thought organized crime had killed them all. I was put in witness protection supposedly while I watched billions of dollars being stolen from me. I think the people that put me in this witness protection put their own lives in jeopardy, telling
mm,
the mafia organized crime that I really was dead because
mm,
even the good guys tortured me so I would not talk. They did not want my story out. They didn't want me out at any cost. They just wanted
mm.
to keep me alive.
Okay.
Not that it was fun, but by the time 1975 came around, I did not think I had any loved ones left. The man that replaced me, the man the whole world knew, George Onassis. He was my stepbrother, Aristotle Onassis' son. And I was told back then when I was in school and he sat next to me in class, they said, your name's John. That means you're the double. This is John. That means he's the real one.
Wow.
That's what they told. He did not like being the double, being the second. He punched me in the nose when I called him John. But he became, and I had no hard feelings because I know the powers above were stronger than him as a child. But when he became older and he wanted to take my life because he got so used to living the life of a millionaire and the luxury of it all and never wanted me to share my story, he was the cabal now. That's when my hatred for the man started coming around, when he didn't want me alive anymore. People ask me why I didn't want to come out back then. It's a crime ring, the biggest crime ring this world has ever seen. So you got my stepbrother, George Onassis, best friends with Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, 8-year term as the president of the United States, best friends with Donald Trump, best friends with Robert Kennedy. It's all one big crime ring, and they're all best friends. I would have been killed in a heartbeat. I really would have. If I would have stepped out, because they control it all, they would have hushed me up like they probably have hushed many others up. But it's a huge crime ring. We need to expose it all. We need to free ourselves because we're waving our flags, whether it is Democrat or Republican, we're waving our flags for the cabal, and we don't even know it. It's just like a cult member. They have gave us all, I don't know how you would put it, but Americans are all supporting our government, thinking there's going to be a savior, and there's not going to be a savior. It's all the cabal. So we're saying this man's going to help us, or this man's, but organized crime is so organized. They place who they want in front of us and tell us it's all going to be good now when it's not. We need to abolish, what I'm getting in short, we need to abolish the system that's put in place. We need to turn it over to we the people. We need to turn it over to the Dr. Kias in this world, to the Sue Greenwalds in this world, to the Henrys, to the Jodys, to all the lions that know the truth and are awake. We need to put it all into these people's hands and start over. We really do. It needs to be for, this country was founded for we the people. We need to bring it back to we the people. And right now they got us under so much control, so much power. It needs to be about people like us, people that care about it, and not covering all the child trafficking up, all the drugs, all the problems they're covering us up. We need to bring it to light. We really do.
John, so when your mom married Aristotle Onassis, she married him, I'm sure, for protection. And then we went to live with them. Was it after that they put you in witness protection, or was it during the time she was married to Aristotle Onassis, the billionaire?
It was on and off since I was 5 years old. See, when I was 5 years old, I went to the Quigleys. They were my handlers now. So when government wanted to take me to Aristotle, take me to see Jackie, take me somewhere, it was a safe house. The Quigley family was a safe house. I had a new name, a new identity, a new age, but they placed me there, and they would come get me, and then they would take me around the world. They would take me to go get taught by Pablo Picasso, Marc Chagall, Andy Warhol. There's a picture Henry put up, me sitting next to Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol's picture, his photograph of me pulling on my mother's pearls, sold for $150,000 at auction for one picture on the wall. And you know who sold that? Donald Trump. I wanted that picture so bad of me pulling on my mother's pearls, done by Andy Warhol. But there's a picture of me sitting next to Andy Warhol. I believe it was his beach house. I don't really remember, but I remember going to an artist's house on the beach. But there was so much stolen from me. My career as an artist, just that one career as an artist. I love art too, but there's not a whole lot of money in art unless you're well known. But I was schooled by these people, and their artwork sells for millions of dollars. Just like in Hollywood, my Hollywood career as Richard Steele on all those television shows, all the, a movie with Doris Day, all these people I met. I spent time on the set with John Wayne. I really like John Wayne. John Wayne liked me. But all that career stolen, disappeared like it never happened. My career in Black Ops, they used me in the military to cover up secret projects they had going on. They really did a number on my life and covered it up. They really did in so many ways. What they do, it's all fake. They get away with murder. And I'm exposing they got away with murder because they murdered my loved ones. And I still can't get justice. This story is huge. Man, Yukiya should have millions of views right now. There should be people screaming for justice. But they're keeping us in a bubble. They're hindering us because they don't want to expose themselves for pre-planned first-degree murder, for identity theft. And thank you so much for running that Cash App on the bottom of my screen.
You're welcome. Family, John F. Kennedy Jr. has been through a lot. Like he told you, he was in witness protection program, but the cabal was still in control of the government and probably to some extent the witness protection program, which is why he was through MKUltra. He had his identity stolen. He has a book out now called Stolen Identity to tell his story. But for many years and decades, he could not speak. You want to get this book on Amazon about his story. He would try to get jobs. They would take the money from him. And just to give some reference, I've had the distinct pleasure of meeting some other high profile people and their children that have survived MKUltra programming and have survived a lot of the abuse. And they have the same story as John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. They will take your money from you. They'll take your identity from you. People will take out their whole bloodline. They don't have access to their trust. They don't have access to any of their money. So this story is something that is very credible. In fact, just last week, I went to meet a child of a well-renowned, worldwide known entertainer, and she had the exact same story. We met face to face, and we have been knowing each other for 10 years. I shared the pictures with John. I'm telling you, this story is riveting. And because they have everything taken from, I met her in person, and she just like, why am I living in abject poverty when my mom was a world-renowned entertainer making lots of money? They took my mom out of here, and I'm living in abject poverty. So when John is telling me his story, I know that this happens. And this is why I put his Cash App at the bottom. It's $ poor boy John Jr. I wish it wasn't poor boy, because he's not poor in spirit. His money might not be what it needs to be, but in spirit, he's very rich and very loving and very kind and very amazing and very gentle and just meek. All those juicy fruits of the spirit attributes. This man is a man of God. However, she's gone through a lot. And so if the Soul family can bless him, it would be so wonderful. We would appreciate it. You can send a Cash App to $ poor boy John Jr. And we're going to spend a little bit more time telling his story. And then we're going to talk about where he is now and where he sees the future going. But let's just get back to it, John. You're welcome for sharing your Cash App. It's my great pleasure. I want to say that you were saying that the good guys didn't want this information coming out either. So when you were in witness protection program, why is it that the good guys suppressed your identity and your story? Like, the world would have been happy to know that JFK Sr. had a son. We would have been,
the world
ecstatic.
would have, but organized crime. When I was 15 years old, I did not think I had any Kennedy blood left. Oh, thank you, Brenda Price. Awesome. I did not think I had any Kennedy blood left. I thought they had all been murdered in the Kennedy War. No Kennedy curse, people. Just throw that right out the door. It's called a war. It's called war that's not exposed to the people. It's called war without the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of troops invading the soil. It's done little by little. Spy versus spy. It's really hard to be on the defense when you have so many trying to kill you. It really is. And they kept killing my loved ones. My mother, Jackie, said one time she was going to too many funerals. She couldn't handle it. She was in tears because they keep taking you out one by one. They don't send hundreds of thousands of troops to come take out everyone. They pinpoint, they plan, they do precise killings. They do plane crashes, poisonings, heart attacks, car crashes. But they use their intelligence, and it is war. And in 1975, I had my head in the sand. I was crying. There's no Kennedy left. There's no blood left. I wanted to kill. I remember saying to the federal agent that brought me back to the Quigleys, help me get a weapon. Help me kill these people. I had blood. I wanted revenge. I wanted to kill the people that took my loved ones away. I really did. And they told me then, you're too young. They will kill you. And they probably would have. So their plan for me was to hide me out, keep me safe while all this was going on, whether it was good or bad for me, which turned out it wasn't the greatest life, but it kept me breathing air and surviving another day while all my loved ones were being killed.
But John, you weren't safe. That's the disconnect for me. They put you witness protection program so that you can be safe, but you weren't. Like, how did they let that happen to you? The abuse, the influence.
It slips out. It's so huge. I'm sure things slip out. People know, but people turn.
Okay.
People will turn. So you can have a whole organization like the FBI or the CIA, the Secret Service. You can have a group of Secret Service, and then, not only people turning for the dollar, the almighty dollar, but there's other ways to get people to turn: threats of their family, kidnapping their family members, torture. The little white van pulls up, two guys grab you off the street corner, throw you in the van, give you cement shoes and say, what do you know? And we might let you live. There's a lot of that kind of thing going on. I mean, it's war, and it's a crazy war. So in 1988, when things got really, really hardcore, see, they had already planned on killing me in 1988 as soon as my son was born. They planned on ending my life. And the plans people have, because there's two sides to this war, why they were, I don't have the answers. I keep thinking there was a trust put in my name by the Kennedys, so when I reached a certain age, the money would go to me or nobody would get. There's so many possibilities. I wish I had the answers. All I know is I was put in the witness protection program. Later on in my life, there was so many attempts on my life, so much money stolen from me. I watched billions of dollars slip away. I remember my sister, Christine, my stepsister Christina, my stepbrother being killed in my arms. There's so much war. I remember Aristotle Onassis being killed. I remember them saying they were going to kill her, but he had a body double, Aristotle. So it's all run by the the shadow government. So Aristotle Onassis might have been trying to protect me. That's why I was on his ship for so long. That's why he let me live on the island with my mom for so long. But when he lost his own son, maybe he didn't know if it was all really worth it. Losing his own son to protect, me and my mom. I think my sister was probably already killed by then, Caroline. I really don't know. I wish I had the answers for my sister. But I lost contact with my real sister at a very young age. I met many people pretending to be my sister after that. including the Caroline Kennedy that's in the world today, saying she is Caroline when she's not. There's so many answers I could get with the help by the inquiry of our Congress and our Senate, and a full investigation onto the murders of my loved ones. You know, my father was the president of the United States, for God's sakes, and he was killed. I want answers. I demand answers from our very own government on why they keep covering these answers up, because they're covering up all the crime of themselves.
Exactly. And Congress is wicked.
And I'm hoping us and the Lions can get it out. And with that said, Sue Greenwald on Sunday, Awaken Stories, she's going to ask me on Sunday. I don't have a time to share more story. Bill Messer, Messer on Facebook. Saturday, we're going to share some more.
Okay.
It's so cool, these people sharing the truth to get it out. I had it wrote down, and I am no secretary, let me tell you. I get somebody will send me a letter, and I'll read their letter, and I'll set it here, and that'll be my scratch pad to write all my notes on for a few days. And then Robin puts it where it's supposed to go, I guess. I don't know. But then I don't have my notes anymore. And my memory from being tortured on names, I can't remember names. So if I'm giving a shout out to you Lions and I can't remember your name, it's because I love you. But they did that. So if I ever was picked up and tortured, I couldn't say, while I'm being tortured, well, Dr. Kia was helping me out, because I wouldn't remember her name. I wouldn't remember your name.
I see.
So it was done. The good guys were torturing me, and the bad guys were torturing me. But the good guys were torturing me to protect them where I couldn't say, and the bad guys probably just doing it for information and the fun of it. But and I don't know where I was going.
So
I was sharing. It was a gal named Cindy Courier on YouTube made an awesome video of me standing by my motorcycle this morning, saying she's voting for John Kennedy Jr. It's got me a video I did a few years back standing by my motorcycle. So thank you, Cindy. It's a news channel. And like I said, I'm blank on news channel. But anyway, go to my YouTube, check it out. I shared it. Another awesome Lion sharing a story.
So, John, for those who don't know the full story, they took out your father, your mom, your sister, your whole bloodline. You were put in witness protection program for your good. And all your life you were raised with your stepbrother, John, who was actually the son, we think, of Aristotle Onassis and his mistress, Maria Callas. I think she is an opera singer. And you grew up together. He knew you existed. You knew who he was. I'm just trying to paint the picture for you. You can stop me anytime to get the story correct. But he was the one that was put in the public face, in the public, to be you. Why would they replace you with this fake character who looks Greek, by the way? He looks nothing like you as a child. Why would they do that to fool the masses? Just so the people can just get some understanding of how the cabal works.
It was so they would launder money to his bloodline, his family. I don't know why the handlers would. I really don't. I wish I had the answers, but the handlers would come to the Quigleys. They would pick me up, and they would take me all over the world. But once in a while, we would stop by and see John. George Onassis. He didn't want me out. He did not want my story to get out. Why they did that?
To launder money, like you said.
Why did they have us keep connecting? Maybe it was to get intelligence from me, but he lost. He wanted me dead. They brought me to a party once. They would bring me to meet with him. And we were on the back of a limousine one time, and I said, I want to come out. I want you, you to confess, share my story. And he was like, over my dead body. I'm sitting in the back of a limousine. Why would I want to throw all that away? So I don't know why they had us meet up now and then. I wish I had the answers. I got a lot. I got so many unanswered questions, but I
And
can't answer all.
why won't they sue you, John? If you're not telling the truth, why would the government not sue you? You know, I don't understand why
They
they
would have to
would.
prove me wrong.
Say it again.
They would have to prove me wrong to win in a court of law. They
Mm.
can't, because my story is 100% truthful. They can't win. They know they can't win. Why would they sue me if they can't win? Why would they sue me if I expose the ears, right here? Just that one piece of evidence right there. Just this one piece of evidence right there in a court of law. It's, the experts will come in and say, hey, the ears are like a fingerprint. Sometimes better than a fingerprint. They will identify a identical set of twins. You think they want that right there in a court of law?
No. So everything would come out in discovery, all the truth, right? And they wouldn't be able to prove you wrong.
I don't see how they could. I really, really don't. I think they're scared. I think they're ready to go crawl under a rock because more people are sharing the truth.
This whole family wants to know why they're allowing you to stay alive now, John.
I don't know if they are.
I
really, really don't. I'm doing my best to stay alive. Somebody offered me $1,000 the other day to do an interview. All I had to do is drive down the hill 20 miles, talk with them for a minute, and they would have gave me $1,000. I could have really used that $1,000.
Yeah.
I would have been so grateful for that $1,000. But I had to look at the situation. I've never met this person before. What am I driving into? Even if this person, which I believe is a great person, heart of gold, wanting to share my story. Do they have his cell phone bugged? Is he being followed? Do they know he's already contacted me, wanting me to meet up with them? Is it a setup? I have had to live my whole life. I have had to go job after job after job trying to stay alive. So I passed up that $1,000 because my life, Robin's life, is worth more than $1,000, even though I needed it desperately. I've had to live my life that way, cautious, careful. But that's just one good example of how I stayed alive. And then there's the Waynes.
Yeah.
And the people that come after me to harm me, to hurt me. I was sharing a story of Sue Greenwald. Wayne had me put my hand on a table and they played that game of chicken with the knife. You stick it between your fingers. And this guy was going like this with a knife. I mean, Wayne said, stick your hand on the table. I wasn't going to argue with Wayne. Never. And then this guy got his knife and he was going like this. And Wayne flat out told him while he was doing that, if you cut him, you will die. He didn't cut me. And then after he was done, Wayne said, okay, that's good enough. But Wayne kept telling him, faster, faster. I don't know if Wayne wanted him to cut me. But Wayne did say, if you cut him, I'll kill you. So,
and to be clear, Wayne was one of the guys that was protecting you throughout your time you were in witness protection.
Right.
And he would teach you a lot of
things.
Very,
very powerful man. Very high up in our government in Washington. But after the guy did not cut me, Wayne said, I'll give you your loan now.
Your loan?
So, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't ask questions. After that was done, I was like, I'm going home now, guys. See ya. But, you know, if somebody, you know, when I was young, when I was a teenager, and people were trying to harm me, planning to kill me, coming after me to kill me, it's organized crime. So it's just like the movies. You put a body part into a box and you send it back to the head man. I'm sure that my enemies were getting lots of boxes with lots of body parts in there saying, hey, you mess with him, you're going to get somebody's head in a box and it's going to have a big ribbon around it.
Ooh.
But I don't have all the answers. So you get these people high up and they send somebody out to get me. And next thing they know, they're getting a box in that with that person inside that box. They're going to think twice about sending another person. Not that they won't try. They'll start sending their enemies or whatever, people just paid off that they don't care about. But then you got to do other things. You know where it's coming from. So you send one of their loved ones back to in a box. It's hardcore at the top, but it's war. It's not pretty. It's a secret war. So you secretly send somebody back to them in a box. You know, it's just like the mob movies. You know, they'll dump somebody off in the middle of their front lawn. Same type of warfare.
Yeah. So much, John. And somebody had mentioned your son. I just want to say that a while ago, maybe a month ago, you right before you were going to come up on my show, you heard news that your son had passed away, and it was such a hard thing for you to go through.
It
It
still
was
is.
your only begotten son, your only child. Is
Yeah,
it
I loved him like he was my own. I thought of him like he was my own. I raised him. I tried to protect him the best I possibly could.
possible?
I wish I had all the answers. I really, really, really do.
Is it possible that the cabal had something to do with that, or do you think it was just happened?
No, he had been under MKUltra, just like
Okay.
I had been. I know it messed up his mind. He was mixed
Mm,
up with the Quigley family. There's
okay.
so many different stories, but yeah, I blame the cabal 100%
Mm, mhm,
for his death. I really do.
mhm, mhm.
I wish
Yeah.
I had all the answers. I wish I could go back and do things different. But
Yeah.
I had a guy that I've got to know here lately. I gave him a book not too long ago, and I went to talk to him right after my son's death, and he
Mhm.
said, "Do you think you writing that book had anything to do with your son's death?" And I said, "I think about that every
Mhm,
single day,
mm, mm,
every single day.
mm,
I cannot think about it."
mm.
Um, I want my son to be in the history books. I want the history books rewritten to the truth. There's so many lies, so much BS that's put in front of Americans, and it's all bogus. You type or you Google, you search John Kennedy Jr. My stepbrother George comes up.
It sure
Not me.
does.
Not me. They don't want it to come up because
Mm,
I'm exposing their crimes. They're that powerful. The cabal are that powerful. They put what they want in Webster Dictionary. Now it's Google and every other thing. They run it all. They run our media, the mainstream media.
mm.
They run Disneyland, for God's sakes. They run
Yes.
anything to do with a dollar. And we need to destroy the cabal. We need to get rid of all these evil billionaires. I made a video and I flat out told them, make me president of the United States and I will get every billionaire, every cabal member, and I will pay off. I will put them in prison. I will steal their money from them or not steal it. It's not called stealing. I'll take it.
Yeah.
And I will
Mhm.
pay off our national debt. I'll give it back to the American people. These people that are billionaires aren't even who they say they are. I have
Mm,
lost billions of dollars. My mom, the Kennedy fortunes, the Kennedy family fortunes. My loved ones were being killed. My mother remarried Aristotle Onassis, a Greek billionaire. That was all stolen from me. If I ever got that back, I'd give it to the American people. I really would. But these people that are billionaires running the show right now don't deserve $1 of that money because they've been stealing it from us. You know, they keep taxing the poor and lifting the taxes off the rich. But they put us in debt. Like I've said, if you have a child born in the United States of America to this day, that child owes $75,000, I believe, or more to the day that child is born into the United States of America. They have a debt. That's slavery right there.
That is slavery.
That's slavery. And why? Because the cabal are charging us and keep putting us in debt. We need to free ourselves. It's just getting worse. Everybody notices now when they go to the grocery store, inflation and every other thing, we're paying 4 or 5 times what we did 2 years ago.
Quickly, I just want to say, family, I see that you all are telling me to make a moderator. I don't know how to do it on Rumble. I'm still learning this platform. I'm not on YouTube. On YouTube, I know how to do it. So if I could, I would make Henry a moderator. But what I did do, since Big Mike was causing disruptions and speaking very disparagingly about our guests, is I blocked him, because what I won't have is somebody disrespecting the guests of our show. John is like a brother to me. I love him. We've come to know each other. You're not going to disrespect my guests. So I put him out. I blocked him, and he's not allowed to speak. And anybody else that speaks disparagingly, you can say is against freedom of speech if you want to, but you're not going to disrespect my guests. That's what you're not going to do. You're not going to do that. You're welcome. You can do,
and it's people just like Big Mike. When I'm on a show or I scroll by a show and they're talking about something I don't like, I move on. I'm not interested. I move on. But why do they have to throw their 2 cents worth in? Why?
Right.
What are they covering up? Why don't they want my story? Why are they trying to be disruptive? They can move on. They're not showing us any love. Why not? We're loving people. We're uniting. We're trying to help so many causes. And it kind of
we'll take questions. You can respectfully ask a question. I don't have a problem with that. Them asking questions, but be respectful while you're asking questions. I see you, McDonaldson. You're asking questions. I don't know what you want us to prove. He's telling his story. I would just say read his book. If you don't understand the story, read Stolen Identity. You can get it on Amazon for a very good price. It's less than $20, or you can read the Kindle version for less than $10. It was $19.99. I think it's $17.99. I'll find it. You can listen to the details of the book and decide for yourself whether or not you want to believe it or not. You don't have to believe it, but this is his story, and I think it should be respected because we all have a voice and we all have a story. I just ask that you kindly respect the guests that I bring on my show, because it's just the right thing to do, to respect people, even if you disagree with them. So please do that for me. And what I'll show you is Stolen Identity on Amazon. Right here. Oh, it's back to $19.99. So we can't control the price that Amazon sets. But it was on sale for $17.99, family. Let me show you
I was just reading. I'm sorry, Kia. I was reading.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah. I don't control the price of Amazon. I think they lowered the price to $17.99. I think it went back up or something.
It did.
But I believe it's $4 a copy, no matter if it's the hardcover, the online, or the paperback. So I'm not getting rich, but I think I only get about $4 a copy. But I wish I could control the price. I donated a book to the library the other day, and Bill asked me if there was a way he could, somebody could, they didn't do Amazon and they didn't do Barnes and Nobles. So if I have to pay Barnes and Noble or Amazon too, and I don't sell the books. So there's no sense in me buying them from Amazon. And then, but I was saying to the people to leave reviews on Barnes and Noble also. So these haters, I had a 5-star review with only 2 reviews on Barnes and Noble, and this hater came in, gave me a 1 star, left a comment about nothing about my book, just being a hater. But wonderful reviews. I think Brenda Scott Price did a video this morning of your review, Kia.
Wow.
I wish I could find that piece of paper. Here we go. Here's a piece of paper with my scribbles on it. Rise Together News on YouTube with Cindy K. Courier. She did a nice video of my story, and she put I believe it was your review in that video where you left Dr. Kia Pruitt's review on my book.
I sure did. So, I have to. Where is that? Where can that be found on YouTube?
On YouTube, it's called Rise Together News. Cindy K. Courier.
I like her. I used to follow her.
She's awesome. Okay. I found it because people were leaving comments and said, "Hey, go check out Rise Together News." She did you a solid. I love people that do me solids. I will walk that extra mile for you all, you lions, anytime, any day. Just don't make me, people. Don't make me walk that extra mile for you, because if you break down 20 miles away because you ran out of gas, I really don't want to bring you some gas, but I will. But don't.
Let me show people her YouTube channel, Cindy K. Courier. She sounds to be such a sweet one.
Yeah, there it is, the turtle.
The turtle? Oh, that's the turtle right here. Okay. This is Cindy K. Courier. I did see a video of her saying
videos at the top.
Okay.
The one that says a message for you.
Right here. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one she did today, I believe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then the one right below that, a message to JFK Jr.
Oh my gosh, I gotta see that.
That's the one where it says we're mad as hell and we're not gonna take it anymore.
Wow. Wow. Is there anything you want me to play from that video, or you just want to show it to us? Oh, look. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Should I show that or no?
You can show whatever you like. I think it's really awesome of you sharing it. I really do.
Okay. Can y'all that? Okay, hold on. Let me make sure you guys can see this. I can see it on the back end. Okay. So here we go.
I can see it fine here, Kia.
You can see it fine? Okay, let's see what she says.
That is that you have no props, very little money, a meager dwelling, a tiny platform on YouTube. Nobody's singing your praises. Nobody's carrying you on their shoulders. And in fact, you get ridiculed and harassed nearly every single day. And yet you still shine. We, the people, need to find their courage. They're scared, and they need to stop being scared. They need to raise their voices together and say to the fake powers that have no light of their own, we're mad as hell, and we're not going to take it anymore.
Everybody's out of work or scared.
First of all, Cindy K. Curry, if you're watching this, I'm just sharing this to share what you're saying. I'm not trying to have any copyright infringements. Please know that I'm respecting you, and I love the work that you're doing. I will only share just excerpts from the video, and then the Soul family can watch the full video to make sure I'm respecting your intellectual property. Is there anything else that she mentions about you, JFK? Should I?
Well, with that said, please subscribe. If we can subscribe to each other's channels and build it all up. She shared Sue Greenwald's channel in this. Please subscribe to Sue. Please subscribe to Kia's channel.
Let's see if I can find.
If we can all join. And if you do watch that video, I saw that movie and it was a great movie. The only thing that bummed me out is they assassinated that man. Also, when the man that was you were just getting ready to play that said we're mad as hell and we're not going to take it anymore.
Should I show that? Should I show part of it?
It's a good clip if you wanted to play that again. It really is. But they don't show where he gets assassinated, but it reminds me of my father. People standing up, you know, for the right, and then they get taken down.
Okay, here we go. I'll share it one more time. Here, where is it?
It's really good because it's what we need to do as Americans.
Okay, I'll share it. Hold on 1 minute.
They're losing their job.
This is from Rise Together News with Cindy K. Courier family. So look up Rise Together News on YouTube.
The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I want you to get up right now. Get up, go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Things have got to change.
How many stations does this go out?
You've got to get mad.
67.
I know it goes to Louisville and Atlanta. I'm not going to take this anymore. Then we'll figure out what to do about the depression and the inflation and the oil crisis. But first, get up out of your chairs, open the window, stick your head out and yell, and say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Who are you talking to, Herb?
CGG, Atlanta.
Are they yelling in Atlanta, Herb?
Are they yelling in Atlanta, Ted? But first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
They're yelling in Baton Rouge.
Get up out of your...
Son of a bitch! We struck the mother lode!
Stick your head out of the window, open it, then stick your head out and keep yelling and yell, I'm as mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore. Just get up from your chairs right now. Go to
Where
the
you
window.
going? I want to see if anybody's yelling.
Window, open it and stick your head out and yell and keep yelling. I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore.
I'm mad as hell! I'm not gonna take it anymore! I'm mad as hell! I'm not gonna take it anymore!
I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore.
I'm mad as hell and I'm not gonna
take it anymore.
I'm mad as hell! I'm mad as hell! I'm mad as hell! I'm not gonna take this anymore!
Wouldn't that be so awesome if my story made it?
Yes,
that
it
far?
would be awesome. Yes.
And that's what needs to happen because the media, you know, I saw that movie years ago and it hit so much home with me. And then they actually, the people in the audience pulled out weapons and killed that man for the movie.
Oh, okay.
They didn't want him speaking out. So for the movie, they pulled out their weapons and killed him. So he wouldn't rebel anymore. But it's a good example of our media, how they suppress you. He, you know, for the movie, he wasn't supposed to be saying all that, but he had enough. We need the people. We need the Sean Hannitys. We need all the other people in our news to do just that. Expose what's going on to the truth. We need the good guys in our FBI, our Secret Service, our CIA, people, the good guys that have had it, that are fed up with the cabal, to step forward. Don't be afraid to do what I have done and come out and say, hey, I'm mad as hell. I'm John Kennedy Jr. That can take my life, but this country means more than my life to get the truth out. It really does. We need to unite. And I thank you all. I can't stop thanking you all so much for helping me share. I know, Kia, you had been taken off of YouTube on a couple. Thank you. I am sorry, because I do believe it was because you held up my book or whatever, and they're trying to silence the story. But with all my heart and all my soul, and with every coming day, and with you lions sharing, I hope you get 100-fold followers back.
Thank you, John. And thank you.
I mean it. I really do. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. But I know you're doing it from your heart to get the truth out. And it means so very much to me. It really does.
You're welcome, John. You know, it's been my great pleasure to get your story out and to hear about all you've been through, because you've been silenced. And we are the news now. This is our job. This is why I'm here. I've always known from the time I was a small child that I was a journalist. I've always known that. So I'm honored to be able to live my life purpose and my mission. But having said that, John, I learned about the dark side of what you've been through. But let's now talk about this beautiful lady in your life. This looks like God has brought you some good things in your life too. Who is this gorgeous Rockin' Robin? That's by your side. Let's talk about her.
Rockin' Robin is a blessing. I don't want to give her a big head and all that, talking too good about her. But no, seriously, she's awesome, except for when she didn't make me a sandwich 5 minutes before the show because she wanted to watch the show. But she came into my life. She said, John, I want to help you. I believe you. God's telling me to help you. And we were chatting, and she flew here to meet me. And she flew into Las Vegas. She drove a couple of hours. She rented a car, drove a couple of hours. She said, what do you need, John? She said, what do you need? Not what do you want, but what do you need? She bought me a computer. She said she was talking with God, and God was telling her about my bad legs and everything. So she actually bought me a hot tub, one of those blow up hot tubs where I could soak my legs in. And I was like, we hopped on the motorbike and we went and did some videos. And what a blessing. She stepped into my life and she was like, what do you need? And she's a loving woman. She's Italian, so she's a little hot-headed. And she's, you know, I haven't had a woman in my life for a long time, because the past relationships I've had were putting them in danger for being with John Kennedy Jr.
Yeah.
And the other thing. So it was like 10 years that I hadn't had a girlfriend, didn't want a girlfriend, just because I would be putting their life in danger or whatever. And so her stepping into my life, she said, you're stuck with me now. But she's been awesome. Taking care of me, taking me out of poverty the best she could with what she had. Yes. She's an awesome woman. I'm glad to have her. I'm appreciate. I don't want to give her too much of a big head. I love her.
Well, see, John, the reason why I brought up Robin is because sometimes when you go through such darkness and so much pain as you, it's hard to see the silver lining. And I just see that God still favors you and has shown you a wonderful companion, you know, to love you and support you. And that's something I want to celebrate with you. I just think that's beautiful. in a time where, you know, women are told to hate men and not support men and not to be with a man if he's not rich, you have a wonderful, beautiful soul who said, look, I love the man for who he is, and I'm going to be there with him. You know what I mean? That's a wonderful, wonderful
Yeah,
testimony.
she is awesome. She loves me. You know, I don't have a smile. My teeth are all gone. And
Yeah.
I'm 63 years old, but she loves me. She, you know, for me, being with her, you know, gives me more responsibility because now I got to protect her with all
Right.
my life.
You do.
And
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I got to watch out for, you know, I got to watch out for her. If she
Mm-hmm.
wants to go somewhere, it's like, I want to go with you, or, you
Mm-hmm.
know, make sure you're protected when you go. Anything you know, if you go out, take the dog out, leave the door open so I
Mm-hmm.
can hear what's going, you know, a lot of things like that now that I have another loved one in my life. But losing my son was hard too.
Mm-hmm.
But Robin has put a smile on my face. People say I got a glow to me. I'm looking healthier, and
Oh,
I thank Robin. I do.
that's divine feminine energy. We just, you know, we kind of have that touch, John, where we can make your life a little better, a little sweeter. Look at you smiling. Look at them, family. You know, that's what God put us here to compliment you. You know, our essence, our feminine essence. We can be a little rough sometimes. We don't mean it. You know, we got that motherly thing about us where we try to tell you what to do. But we do it in love. It's really about love. You know, sometimes you might have to tell us, hey, step back a little bit, but the point is that divine feminine energy complements your masculine energy, you know, and I'm very grateful that God has brought that into your life, John. I'm so happy.
And
Seeing you smile
with
just
that
made me
said,
happy.
Robin is a fighter. She was fighting to get funds up for a DNA test.
Mm,
I was dealing with Robin's temper all day today, all morning. She started to GoFundMe for DNA. I've taken 5 DNA tests, but we
okay.
spent a lot of money on DNA. We bought the same DNA that they sent into outer space of my father. So we spent a lot of money acquiring DNA hair samples of my father and my mother. And she started DNA. We got thousands of dollars to prove I am who I am. And
Mm,
months ago, she wrote it down for me because I don't keep track of all this. But I'm thinking 3 months ago, we sent this lab, and I'm not going to mention any names. Robin wanted me to mention it and bring it all out right now, but I'm going to give this lab another few days to contact,
okay.
or I'm going to do a video, and I want 1,000 people to call this lab and demand answers, please. But she spent thousands of dollars doing this. A lot of it was donations, but a lot of it was her own money that she donated.
Mm,
It's been 3 months. You know, when we sent them a certified cashier's check, they were supposed to send me an email to John Jr. 1 at Gmail. They were supposed to send me an email. They got my phone number. 3 months have gone by, not one single email. And they have received thousands of dollars of our money. Not only our money, donations money. She has called them. She called them once, and it was like, well, they got a negative not a negative result, an inconclusive result. They tested my father's DNA, my hair DNA, my DNA anyway, and they got a inconclusive, which meaning they had no result. She had to call them for that. The money we paid them for was to be legal, that would hold up in a court of law. So I could take their paperwork from their laboratory to a court of law and say, I'm the son of John Kennedy. I want answers. We have not even received one email. Now, did the cabal buy them out? Did the cabal pay them off? Did the cabal put their foot in the door so we would not even get one email from this place after sending them JFK's DNA, thousands of dollars? But anyway, I'm going to hold off. And when the time's right, if I don't hear anything from these people sooner or later, I'm going to ask each and every one to call that number and demand answers for the truth. Because
Absolutely.
I get pissed off all the time. People say DNA, DNA, DNA.
Mhm.
I've taken many DNA tests, but they won't hold up in a court of law. Ancestry.com, all these other DNAs, they won't hold up in a court of law. All they do is say, somebody sent in their DNA last week. You're related to that person, supposedly. You can send it a DNA sample in anybody's name. Some of my
Yeah.
DNA tests were sent in anonymously because I wanted to do it secret. But the one I posted on TikTok before it was taken down, I think I have a video on YouTube of my DNA. Said I am 100% European. 100%. I was 70, I'm just guessing, throwing this off, but it was like 75% from England. I was 10, 12, 15% Irish. I'm just guessing. I don't have the paperwork here in front of me, but I was
Okay.
100% European. I had no blood in the United States lines that go back.
Wow.
So it was all European bloodlines. And Max Quigley had told me his grandmother, grandfather were from Oklahoma. Okies from, they moved out to California during the Dust Bowl, blah, blah, blah. He had to live in a chicken coop, all this. But the DNA did not test me to the Quigleys in Oklahoma or anybody like that.
Wow.
So that still would not hold up in a court of law.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much other evidence. But
Mm-hmm.
I get asked all the time, DNA, DNA, DNA. I have no problem with it. I plan, you know, I got a whole bag in my hair because I got a haircut. But I saved the bag of hair that was cut off. I've even sent people, you know, a book with a little lock of my hair in it. If you want to test me, go ahead. It doesn't mean I know who I am.
You know
I
who
know
you
Mark Kennedy. But if you want to spend thousands of dollars having my DNA tested, go right ahead. But to make it legal in a court of law, you have to do the mother-father test. I've talked to so many scientists about this. We spent so much money. You have to test the father to the sibling. You have to test the mother to the sibling. Get that
Right.
DNA and take it to a court to make it legal. That's the only way. You can't take a ancestry.com DNA and go to a court of law and say, this is my child or this ain't my child. It won't hold up.
That's
So
true.
anyway, I just wanted to share that. It's
Yeah.
not like I don't want to, but then you hear BlackRock bought out these companies for DNA. And I already know, I've been sharing that all the news media has been bought out and paid for by the
Absolutely.
cabal.
Mm-hmm.
So, and when I was young, Wayne took me to a laboratory and I watched Wayne switch one vial to another. How hard is it to go into a laboratory when you run every single thing and you're a member of this government crime ring that can cover up murders, to go, here's this vial and here's this vial, let's put this label on there? It's not hard. It's not
Not
hard
at
at
all.
all. But why has this lab not even sent me an email in 3 months?
Mm.
Go figure, people. Go figure. So Robin, I dealt, and I'm bringing this up because Robin, she was sitting here with the voice type saying, you people, we're going to sue you. 140 people donated to that. And she was just going off all day. She's like, John, you need to get on that phone again and call these people and leave them at. And I was like, I'm trying to eat a burrito here, Robin. I love her. She's a fighter. She is a fighter.
Yeah. Yes. And we all need that. I'm glad God sent her there with you, you know, because fighting alone is not easy.
And she's a great shot with an automatic weapon, too, let me tell you.
Woo-wee. All right.
She's kind of hot and sexy when she gets that little machine pistol out.
John, so you got your companion, a beautiful woman that's by your side. What do you like to do in your spare time? You mentioned earlier that you're an artist. So tell us a little bit about your art.
I used to like to do art. I don't have any time to do anything. I really, really don't. I've got so much now going on. I wanted to go fishing for years and years. I wanted to take Robin fishing, just sit on the bank and fish. And we talked about that 6 months ago. It still hasn't happened. I sharing my story is my life now.
Yeah.
But I used to like to try to do things to make things better. If I found something at a yard sale for $1, I like to make it better.
Mm. But so John, the reason why I asked you about art is because sometimes when you do the things that bring you joy, then those vibrations kind of make you happier and lift your spirit. So yes, I think I know it's awesome that you're sharing your story. I just wonder if you have time to do something that you enjoy, like your art, or maybe to bring some brightness to your life. What do you think about that?
I would love to just take Robin for a motorcycle ride for the day. We did that once. That would be good. Robin just handed me this and said, please share this necklace I made.
Okay. Wow.
You can see that.
The colors are so beautiful. Wow. Tell us about that. Tell us what it means, and tell us about it.
Well, this right here, and I even signed it on the back.
Yes.
But this, I had some friends that sold jewelry. They supported me. They were always giving me things, but I met them and I was like, hey, I'm John Kennedy Jr. We became friends. They had yard sales all the time. I helped them at their yard sale. But the lady, Mary Lou, she's passed away now. She that was a belt buckle. It had nothing on it. And then these were cufflinks, and this was a bolo tie, and this was out of a ring, a turquoise ring that was broke. So I put all of it together, and then this was a bolo tie on the bottom. But it was just bits and pieces of junk jewelry that I made something nice out of. That's the kind of thing I like to do.
Okay.
I wanted to start selling at the flea market before I got sick. So I was buying a lot of box jewelry, by just boxes of jewelry for a few dollars. And then I would go through it. And I wanted to go to the flea markets and things and sell jewelry and make a couple extra dollars. But I had heart failure. I couldn't do that. But this is some beautiful turquoise. And I don't know if you can see it.
Beautiful. Yes, that's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
But it was in one of those boxes of stuff. So I put it all together, and Robin came into my life, and she bought me a computer. So I made this for Robin. I signed the back of it, and I mailed it to Texas, where Robin was living at the time. And I was like, I want you to have something from me. So I tried to do with what I could do to make it up to Robin the best I could. But yeah, that's just something I would make in my spare time. Try to make junk into something nice.
That's awesome. And I wanted to look up turquoise, and it says turquoise, a blue-green color, is a mixture of pale blue, green, and some yellow, has many meanings. For one, it means calmness. It can evoke feelings of tranquility and calmness, similar to the clear waters of tropical destination. It also represents growth, like new blossoms in the season. It represents emotional balance. It can symbolize, that balance in us. It represents spiritual guidance. It's said to help people connect with their souls, the color turquoise. The spiritual meaning of turquoise symbolizes wisdom, tranquility, protection, good fortune, and loyalty. A person that loves turquoise is a person that is calm, creative, emotional balanced, and spiritually grounded. Wow.
See, Robin put a spell on me when she came into my life, come to visit me. And I put a spell on her by sending that turquoise to her to Texas. So
come on through here, John. Yeah. You put a spell on. I love it.
If you can, I got to take a break real quick. Yeah, I'll repeat.
Okay. Family, I hope you're enjoying this interview. Look at Johnny's blushing. We always talk about sometimes the dark things that happen in our lives. And we need to, because that's our story. And, we're not going to be silent about that. And it's also good to talk about the goodness, the brightness, the joy that has come into our lives, the love, the companionship, just to help us to remember that we're still watched over, that God still loves us, and we're still under his protective light. So that's why I wanted to bring up Robin, and I can see it evokes some joy from John, and just having him talk about her, show off his gorgeous, beautiful pieces and his artwork, because that art is not only raising their vibrations, but it's raising our vibrations as it evokes calmness and tranquility and protection. I just think that's amazing, family. So let John know how much you love him. Share the video, share his Cash App information if you're interested in helping to support him and Robin. You know, let Robin know how much you appreciate her coming into his life, and how much you appreciate the fact that she was able to receive such a wonderful, gentle soul. They attracted one another. And when you think about it, this is a beautiful love story. It gives us all hope. You know, we might not have a lot of money. We might have been through a lot of things. We might have experienced darkness, but there is a soulmate out there for each and every one of us. John's story, how he met Robin, how they connected, how they now are like twin flames, and they're supporting each other and protecting each other, is so inspiring and encouraging, family. I want you to grab a hold of that story and know that the same thing can happen for you and me. So this is excellent news. This has been a wonderful, wonderful podcast, because we've been able to get a whole panoramic view of John's story in the past and where he is now. Let me know what you all think about that. Isn't that such a beautiful story? Didn't you see him glow and express joy? And for once he was just smiling. Look at him. This is amazing, family.
You're awesome.
Thank you. We just love this story. It's bringing us all hope, John. Thank you for sharing that. It was beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, with that said, thank you all you Lions, for your gifts, your support. I've been getting letters in the mail, books, a scrapbook, so many cool things from so many people, and their support is getting out world. Letters from England, letters from Australia, support from King Smarty, his followers, his supporters. So many wonderful letters. And I've been in the funk lately. I've been in the bummer. So I actually got a Tupperware thing full of letters, and I'm going to try to get back to each and every one. With my son dying and everything, I've just thrown them in a box, and I haven't even really read most of them. I open them and look and see the support and the kind words, but I hope, get back to all of them and spend a day or two and try. But thank you all so much for the lovely books. For the, somebody sent me a nice copper bracelet with a scrapbook, Kennedy books. Somebody sent me a book of George, my stepbrother, John, and they actually made a copy of my book cover and put it right over his face and say, this is what this book needs to be. Somebody sent me a flyer with my book cover on it, said they're putting it on the grocery store bulletin boards. Wherever they go, they're going to old school. But thank you all so much for your support, and support each other, please. Kia, support Mama Kia. Dr.
That's
Kia,
my other name, Mama Kia.
Support Dr. Kia Pruitt, please. These people, we all need your support, your love, your shares, your prayers, and your likes.
Yes.
And it's so much appreciated. But we all need to join and share and stay united, because they don't want you to know what we're sharing. And we're all witness to that. They're taking us down, our channels down. They want to squash our story from being heard. And we keep coming back. And you Lions keep coming back. And it's so appreciated.
Yeah, yes. We want to say to all the Lions and Lionesses, thank you for joining the show and supporting John F. Kennedy Jr. and Robin. If you want to, whether you're a Lion or Lioness or not, and you want to support John and the work that he's doing, you can buy his book on Amazon.com. It is called Stolen Identity. I'll show it to you right here. It's a very good book, great ratings. Is a 4.4 so far, rating out of 5. That's amazing. It's only $19.99 if you want the paperback version, but you can spend a little bit more for the hardcover. It's $40 for hardcover. But if you don't have that, you can read the Kindle version for less than $10 at $9.99. Another way you can support John F. Kennedy Jr. is by sending a Cash App. We have that at the bottom of the screen on the ticker. It is $ Poor Boy John Jr. And I might try to talk to John about maybe making that his Cash App, don't say poor boy, because we're going to speak prosperity and abundance into his life. But for right now, it's $ Poor Boy. What is it? $ Poor Boy John Jr. Please send him a blessing. It would help him. It will help he and Robin be able to eat and do some work that, that they're trying to do for the good of that. Not that they're trying to do, that they're doing for the good of humanity. Another way you can support John is to send him letters. John can Rock and Robin put in the chat where we can, Pete, your post office box, if we want to send you a card or a gift. Can she put it in the chat for us, John? That would be awesome.
I hope so, Robin. She's listening upstairs, so we don't get the static and stuff. But,
okay.
Yeah. And I got a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Robin I bought my own Harley with my disability money for my health. They sent me $9,000, and I always wanted a Harley for years and years and years. I lived in poverty, so I bought me a Harley. But Robin bought me a pickup truck. And then she bought me a trailer. We've been putting stickers of my book and things because I want to do a book signing. I want to go back east with the truck and trailer. I've been working on it, fixing it up, making sure it'll get me back east. They took me off of TikTok. I was hoping to have a platform to do this. They've taken me all off my platforms, so I can't go to a certain town, a certain city and say, hey, I'll be here. I'll have 2 or 3 people show up. I need a platform. I'm working on that platform, but I spent a lot of money on stickers and things for this trailer. I want to get a sticker that has this website on it now. And I just went to that website again the other day. It's a wonderful website. So I want to put that on my trailer for the whole world to see when I'm going down the road. But it costs money. But with that said, Dr. Kia, I don't know where I was thinking of Mama Butterfly or something, but Dr. Kia is awesome. She's sharing my story. It takes hours and hours and hours and so much time building up these channels just to hold up my book and then be taken down. So if you can, send her a little love in her Cash App. Take mine down and send it to Kia. It's so appreciated. It really is. Bless this woman. She deserves to be in the world. We need to get rid of the cabal media that's out there and put people like Kia on the world stage. We really do. These people like Cindy Courier, these people like Sue Greenwald, these people need to be heard world. And we need to get rid of the evil ones just brainwashing us and telling us lies.
Here is your post office box, 21552, Bullhead City, Arizona 86439. Thank you, Brooks 1717. We appreciate you for writing that up there. He also put up your Cash App, which is $ Poor Boy John Jr. And before we get out of here, I'm going to ask you a question about where we can find you. But let me read the review that I did on Amazon of your book. That book is phenomenal. Awesome. I also did
Family Friendly. They kept it at the top too, by the way. They kept it at the top for a week or two. I think it's down like 3 now, but awesome review. Thank you, Kia, so very much.
You're welcome. There's a lot of, let me see, did I put it up here? Can you all see this? Okay, so if you go to Amazon.com under John F. Kennedy Jr.'s book, Stolen Identity, Unveiling the Real John Kennedy Jr., you can see here go to the reviews. This is what customers have to say. Somebody's America might survive after all. I want you to read that, but of course I want to read my review. Somebody said it's the best book. Wow. Somebody said a true hero's journey. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Was craving for more at the end of the book. Me too. We need a second book, John. Okay, but here's my review. A phenomenal book by a phenomenal man. You see here, Kia M. Pruitt. That's me. This is the true story of John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., son of an American hero and president, whom many have declared to be one of our greatest, most courageous leaders in history, John Fitzgerald Kennedy Sr. Stolen Identity is a must-read. Hands down, this is the best book that I have read in decades, possibly ever. The book is riveting, heart-wrenching, and soul-touching as it details the life and experiences of the young John FK Jr., who was put into protective custody, taken through MKUltra mind-controlling programs, trafficked, abused, and replaced. If you read this book, you will actually experience what John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. goes through and try to fight back and escape with him. This book shows the reader just how sinister, evil, wicked, and horrendous the so-called government has been. What the reader learns is that the so-called government is a deep state, evil, mafia-style cabal that controls every segment of our society, including politics, economics, education, arts and entertainment, communication, religion, sex, and more. John F. Kennedy Jr.'s starking revelation of these things open your eyes widely, pulls on your heartstrings, and inspires you to become a strong, hardcore advocate to restore the republic, our lawful government, and bring humanity together as one. I have personally spoken with John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. several times. He is very kind and compassionate, a very upstanding gentleman, despite all that he has endured. I admire his courage and resolve to restore his father's legacy. We must get this story out to the masses. Justice for John F. Kennedy Jr. is justice for us all. And that concludes my review. Thank you, John, for being my brother and allowing me to be able to give that riveting, beautiful review.
Oh, that's so appreciated. I was so proud you did that. And when you were scrolling down, it showed the people that have left 5-star comments.
Okay, let me get
and then
that.
it showed the people that have left 1-star comments. And I just wanted to say, we're up against the biggest crime ring of the century. It's huge. It goes to the presidents of the United States that I'm exposing. So when you see the 1-star comments, it's back up at the top where it shows the 5-star, the 1-star.
Oh, right
there
here.
you go.
Yeah, yes. I see
Yeah,
that.
it says 10% is 1 star.
10%.
Now, with that said, a lot of them probably never even read the book.
Is that
A
something?
lot of them probably just bought the internet version just to try to discredit all those other great reviews from the people that actually read the book. There's so many haters. There's so many people that don't want. I mean, you think about George Magazine, all the supporters of Donald Trump Jr., all the people that I'm in my book saying are criminals, and we need to get the truth out. It's huge, and so just remember that when you see the 1-star comments. But there's so many wonderful comments of people that have actually read the book and can see that I'm trying to help this country and make this country better and get rid of all the people that have all this money that are making all of us struggle, from our veterans to the homeless to the people that are just trying to pay the rent without being homeless. So many things we could change, and they don't change it. They never do. They always stand on that platform telling you they're going to change it. Harris, excellent example. She said on day one, she will fix this, this, and this. She is vice president of the United States. Why isn't she fixing it now? Because they don't want to
Go ahead.
They don't want to fix it. They are cabal. They are run by organized crime, and they all are. The perfect government is for us to take our government back and to fix all these problems. Henry, that Brooks 177, that's Henry.
Okay.
Henry works his butt off, and then he still makes time to make videos and share them of my story. Awesome brother. He's a hard worker. He was showing me a picture of where he works, and I said,
Brooks,
great job. Now let's do that to Washington. Let's go to Washington and let's clean it up. It's all the people that can do that to make it all better for me, for you, for the lower class, for the middle class, to fix all the problems that we could fix if we united, instead of all our money being thrown out to organized crime and other countries and for wars and bombs and every other thing. We could make such a difference and help so much by uniting together.
John, I agree. And this is what we're here to do. We're all one soul family. And I just want to say, I do want to end with something. But before that, let me ask you, where can we find you? We can find you on YouTube. Is that correct?
Yeah. At
Okay.
John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., if you use the little @ symbol, there you go.
Okay.
But when you search me up, put the little @ symbol right before my name. And if you can't find me, if you subscribe to my channel, try to subscribe again, because they are taking people down, making people invisible for joining my channel for some reason. So many people say, I've subscribed to your channel, came back the next day, and I'm not subscribed anymore. Hindered, blocked. I am also on TikTok. I had to start a new TikTok. So many lions starting new TikToks, but I've been using YouTube to try to do my live story out.
Okay, what's your name on TikTok so I can find you?
I don't even know anymore. I can't get it on the PC, so I've been having to use my phone.
Okay.
I'm being hindered, and maybe it's my old age and not being computer savvy, a lot of it, for what I go through. But I tried. Henry went on Clapper. He's like, join me on Clapper. I can't even get Clapper on my computer. But
there's so many JFK. I'm gonna show you this. There's so many.
There is so many people stealing my identity. I think 6 or 7. When they took me down, I was every day somebody would pop up with a fake account. It's because they know my story's getting out. So all these fake accounts popped up on TikTok, and then they removed mine. But this is my new account.
Oh, let me see. Okay, let me see. Hold on. I got to get back to the screen. Oh, does this? Okay, wait a minute. Let me get this off. What does it look like? David Quigley. So for those who don't know, David Quigley is the name that they gave him when he was put into witness protection. And he was given to a family called the Quigley. Max Quigley, and I can't think of the mother's name. Those are the fake parents. Huh?
And Dorothy Quigley. Max and Dorothy Quigley.
Okay, so let me.
But if you notice, you see that warning?
Where? Warning?
See how it says warning right under my name there?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
What's your ad? Show me the ad again, because I can't find you still on TikTok. And then go ahead. What are you gonna say? It says
right under my profile picture there.
Warning, I see. And it's at David_Quigley. Okay. Let me do that. Why does it say .jfk? Why does it say warning?
Because they don't like my story getting out. Robin made this video of me going down the road. See where it says community violation?
Hold on. Yes. I saw that video, by the way.
They have given me 10 warning strikes for the same video. They gave me a warning strike, and every other day they give me another warning strike for the same video. I don't know why they do what they do. Somebody's getting paid off from the cabal or something. And I can't see them giving me 10 warnings for the same video they gave me a warning for once, but they are.
Okay, hold on. So is it David.Quigley.JFK Jr.?
I pushed the wrong button holding my finger up there on the, so I can't really, I see half of us now, but I'm not going to mess with it because I'm afraid it will kick us off.
Okay, let's see. Hold on. It is, bring it down just a little bit. David.quigley.jfk. I think I might have found it. Let me see. David.quigley.jfk. Here we go. Let me see. This one. Is this it? 1,426 followers. Wait, is this it? Let me see. Right here.
Yeah, that looks like my one and only account. Now, if you search me up, and that first video at the top, that I think Henry made that video of my signature of when I was a child and my signature on a book that I sent to Henry.
Should I show it? Or no?
Yeah, if you want to, that would be awesome. Because there's so much evidence.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that while you were talking. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Oh, there's so much evidence. Hey, who's that beautiful lady?
You see, I wanted to show me with sunglasses like you. Is this the same video?
No, it's another one now.
Okay, let me.
But that one picture just showed the signature from me when I was in school, and the cabal did some crazy things. You know, I think back, my story's still being written, but go back. I even think they took out my school teachers. There was one letter that I wrote to a school teacher because they got sick and never came back to class because they could have exposed me to the world for being switched out. So I went to a dentist when I was real young. The Quigleys took me to a dentist. Well, the age difference, me being David Quigley and John Kennedy, was 6 years different. And the dentist brought it up and said, what's going on? This kid isn't his age. So I remember that being a big deal. I don't know if they killed the dentist for that or not, but there was so much being done to silence my story getting out. It was everywhere. It was huge. I was afraid to talk to anyone.
But you know what? Like you had mentioned earlier that we need to be the one to get the story out. You know, I should have a lot of followers, all of our soul family. So my encouragement is that at least we are getting the news out. They can only suppress us so much and for so long. The news is getting out, even though they're trying hard to keep the story out. So we're winning. We're not winning bigly or big or huge yet. But
this is a huge achievement, but we are finding out how big and powerful they are.
Yeah.
They are keeping us in chains. How powerful they are to keep us in chains from sharing the truth.
Yeah.
The days of Paul Revere getting on a horse riding through town saying the British are coming, those days are gone. The evildoers have bought up all the media and every other thing. So it's a lot of hard work for us to do it, but we are doing it.
We are
doing it. Yeah. If I was Paul Revere, I would have been shot off my horse a long time ago.
John, thank you so much for sharing your story. I want to ask you, are there any words you want to leave us with? You told us, gave us a panoramic view of your life then and where you are now. You haven't talked much about where you want to go in the future. Before I ask you if there are any final words, where do you see yourself? Like, what are your dreams? What are your hopes and your visions for the future?
My dreams are basically justice for all of us.
Okay.
That is my dream, is to say, hey, I got justice for all the injustice. I made this world a better place for everybody. I exposed the evil. That's my dream. And what I want to do, I would love to go fishing. I would love to get a little cabin in the woods and start a fire and sit there with Robin and just not a lot, just be happy and be at peace. But my main thing is justice, to get the story out and to give this country and take it away from the evil and give it to the good. There's too many good people out there that are being hindered, blocked, suppressed. lives being lost. Like you were saying at the beginning of the show, you know, people that have been affected by the same way.
Yeah.
And there's so many others that can't get the truth out, but we will. And that's my dream. That's my goal. And with that said, thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
And
You're
thank
welcome.
you, Lions,
Yes.
because that's how it's going to happen. I can't do it by myself. There's no way. But we are a snowball now, and we're rolling downhill. And don't give up. Keep sharing. If you want a better future for your loved ones, for your children, where they'll feel safe at home in the future, share.
Share, family. This is his book, Stolen Identity. Here on Amazon, it says it's unveiling the real John Kennedy Jr. And what I admire about this man, of all that I admire so much about you, John, is when I read your father's, in the book, you talk about your father's, you know, part of his legacy, something that he said. When I read what he said, it inspires me to go on. Not only what he said, but how you're continuing on his legacy. He said there is a plot in this country to enslave every man, woman, and child. Before I leave this high and noble office, I intend to expose this plot. John Fitzgerald Kennedy Sr. And I see you echoing his legacy. Before you leave this planet, you intend to expose the deep state, the evil cabal that has enslaved the entire planet. And I want to say you are holding true to that legacy, John. You are such an encouragement. You're so inspiring. You know, I'm so grateful to have met you, and your light is shining so bright on this planet, John, that, you know, I don't even know how the words to say thank you. Thank you for the courage, for the strength, and the tenacity to continue on your father's legacy. He would be so proud of you. And if nobody else says it, I know Robin must say it. I and our soul family are so thankful and very proud of you, John. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm thanking all of you. I really, really am. Because like I just said, I can't do it. I can't do it without you, without each and every one of you. And we need to keep getting more people to keep sharing, hitting that share button. It doesn't take much, but if we just keep sharing, getting it out, we can do it. We really can.
We can do it, family. So go to his channels, please, on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. I showed you his Facebook page. Support him. Buy the book. Also send him a Cash App blessing, you know, just whatever you have. It doesn't have to be a whole lot, whatever you can. God will bless you for giving. Is more, the scripture says is, or maybe I just made it up. We used to sing this in church. It's more of a blessing to give than to receive. And God will bless you tenfold, 100-fold. We're speaking that out because I have the power as God's chosen one. And so do you, God's chosen vessels, to speak the words of life. God will add unto you 10, 20, 100-fold for blessing his manservant. So that's what I want to impress upon you, family. Bless the man of God who has taken his time and his energy to share his story. Family, I want to leave you with this because this man has done a lot of work to continue on his father's legacy. Now I want you to think about what's your legacy. What is the long-lasting impact that you will leave in your family and on this planet as a man and woman of God? What is the legacy you will leave? What will people say about you? What will they think about you? Not only while you're living now, but when you're gone. You should be living from that place right now. A legacy is the long-lasting impact you have on a person's life. John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr.'s legacy is to get the truth out and expose the truth. He is continuing his father's legacy. So you should think about right now what your legacy is. What is the long-lasting impact in your, excuse me, hold on. What's the long-lasting impact that you leave behind? One minute. I'm sorry about that. What is it? And think about, start creating what they say about you. You know, what's your legacy? What's the long-lasting impact that you will leave behind? Speak, even though I didn't tell again. Speak. Hold on, family business. And start creating a family business now. Sorry about that. What is the long-lasting impact you will leave on this planet? You can think about it now. Write it down. For example, let me take you on it. Just follow me for a minute. Imagine you're getting up early in the morning. It's nice and beautiful outside. The sun is shining brightly. You open up the window and the breeze is coming through and it just feels so amazing. Today is a beautiful, beautiful day and it's a special day. And you're going to go to an amazing event. You get up, you go into the shower, you shave, you do your hair, whether you're a man or a woman. You step out of the shower and then you put on some smell good, perfume or cologne. And you say, today is an amazing day. I've got to go to this big old event. Gentlemen, you put on your most amazing suit because today you're going to dress up. Okay. You usually wear jeans, but you're going to put on a suit and a tie and your socks and tie match. You got on your Stacey Adams shoes if you're from my generation or whatever shoes. Ladies, you got on a dress today. Think about the most beautiful dress you have. You pick it out of your closet, you put it on, and you do your hair. You look in the mirror and you say, oh my God, I look so good. I feel so sexy. I might wear pants on any other day, but today I'm going to wear a dress. You put that dress on, family, and then you as a woman or a man, you walk out, you go outside, you look at your car, and you say, doot, doot. You take the fob, your key fob, doot, doot. Let me get out of here right quick. And you get inside the car and you're like, oh my God, this is a beautiful day. And you're smelling good. You start up the engine and then you start driving down the street. And then every time you stop at a light, all the ladies looking at you, they're looking you up and down and like, okay, I see you, player. And you smiling like, I know my swag is so good today. You know how y'all do. And you nod, you keep your hands on the steering wheel. You going to this special event. Ladies, you stop and all the gentlemen are nodding at you. And you're like, I know I look good today. I look sexy. It's a special day. So you're driving and you're driving, family. That breeze is coming through your window, touching your face, and it feels so soft. And you're thinking, wow, what a beautiful day. It's like the heavens have opened up. The sun is shining through, coming through your car window. You even have the rooftop down and you can feel the sun shining on your head. And the breeze is just feeling so amazing today. And you're driving, and finally you reach the event. It's a beautiful cathedral-like place. And as you get out the car, you go, doot, doot. You're like, yeah, this is a special day. I'm glad I came today. You look around, you see cars that you know and some you don't recognize. You see friends, you see some family members, some people from work that you've worked with in the past, and then some people you don't know. You're like, well, I'm glad I came to this event today, and I'm glad I'm looking good, And then you open the door and they look back and they see you walking in because you had to make a show. You had to come in at the last minute, right? You walk in and you're like, wow, I see these people. I see my sons, my daughters, my friends, my family. And then as you come and walk closer, you decide to walk down the middle of the aisle and you come to the front and you come to a growing awareness that now you're at your own funeral. That's the special event that you've come to. And you see somebody standing at the podium, somebody you know. And right behind that person is people lined up, some that you know, some that you don't know. Those people are there to talk about you. What is it that those people will say about you? What is the long-lasting impact that you, family, have left on their lives? What is your daughter going to say when she steps to the podium? What about your son? What about your neighbor? What about people in your community? What about people with whom you work? What are they saying about you and the impact, the impression you left on their lives? That is what you should be thinking about right now as you live your life. I want you to write it down. What will they say about you? What are they thinking about you? How did you move them? Did you inspire them? Did you impress them? And that is the place from which you need to live right now today. What is your legacy? This man's legacy is very, very powerful, and we see him living it right now. What is your legacy? What are they saying about you? Because I've seen a lot of people say some beautiful things like she was an amazing person. Let me tell you what my legacy is going to be, because I wrote it down, and this is the place from which I'm living. Dr. Kia Pruitt was an elegant lady who lived a life full of love, joy, and integrity. She was an elegant lady, is what my children would say. My friends, my family, people on social media who lived a life full of love, joy, and integrity. The same way she lived in the light is the way she lived at night when nobody could see her. A woman of value, a woman of high moral character. That's the impression and the impact I will leave and am leaving on this planet. So, what is your legacy? The long lasting impact that you will leave on somebody's life. Live from that place right now and listen to this right here. What they say about you. What's your legacy? What's the long lasting impact that you will leave? Let me start over because this is important. I was inspired by John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. when I did this video, and you'll see, if you can see here, I'll make this my next post on Rumble. He left a comment and it made me think, hold on, they say about you. What's your legacy? What's the long lasting impact that you will leave behind? Again, family business, then start creating that family business now. You say, that's what I'm gonna leave behind, and protect it in a trust. If it's money, and maybe you might say, oh man, I know now that I want to leave this amount of money, but I don't have it. Then get to work and get another job, or get a job, or create a business. So you have to know what it is that you desire to leave behind, and make sure every single thought and activity, action, and motivation is in alignment with that legacy. What will they say about you? That's not it. Hold on. One more. Let's get up John here. What's your legacy? They tried to take it away from John FK Jr. They abused him. They mistreated him. They put him through MKUltra. But his legacy was so deeply embedded and imprinted in his genetic code, in his mind, in his spirit, in his soul. Tried to kill the man, but they could not kill the legacy. One more time. What's your legacy? They tried to take it away from John FK Jr. They abused him. They mistreated him. They put him through MKUltra. But his legacy was so deeply embedded and imprinted in his genetic code, in his mind, in his spirit, in his soul, that they tried to kill the man, but they could not kill the legacy. One final time, just for one more time. Imprinted in his genetic code, they mistreated him. Your legacy. Hold on, one more time. What's your legacy? They tried to take it away from John FK Jr. They abused him. They mistreated him. They put him through MKUltra. But his legacy was so deeply embedded and imprinted in his genetic code, in his mind, in his spirit, in his soul, that they tried to kill the man, but they could not kill the legacy. What's your legacy? Be encouraged, family. Be inspired. John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. is an example to us about how to have a legacy. They tried to kill him. They tried to take him out. They tried to destroy him. They couldn't destroy his soul or his spirit. No matter what they did, they could not destroy the legacy of his dad that's coming through his DNA and causing him to fight not only for justice for him, but for justice for all of Americans and for everybody on this entire planet. Let him be an example for us to leave a long-lasting impression, to fight for the benefit and the good and the freedom and prosperity of all of humanity. Having said that, thank you, John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., for being such a wonderful inspiration to us. I love you, brother, with all my heart, with all my mind, and with all my soul. Thank you.
Thank you, Kia. You got me praying on that one. That was good. And I had mentioned on one of your videos, I said, you're a star, Kia. I pulled this out the comments. It says Kia is, and then they got a little star.
Thank you, family.
You are a star. You deserve to shine instead of being taken off your platforms. And with that said, you've had my Cash App on here. People, if you can give $1, a blessing of any kind whatsoever, this woman deserves it. And her cat, and that's where I got the mama from earlier. I was thinking about you, but it's Cash App, MAMAKIA 13, Mama Kia 13. That's her Cash App. Please send her a blessing. She works so very hard, and she's not getting a paycheck from Fox News or CNN or any of these other major networks, and she deserves to be heard. And please send her a blessing. And
thank you, John.
I love you, Kia. I love you. I'm glad you've asked me on and to share, and I'm so happy to call you my sister. Robin is so happy to call you, her sister. My family now is the Lions, and you people, I've shared that my loved ones were taken away. Like I said, I didn't think in 1975 I had any blood Kennedys left. I became a Hell's Angel at a very young age, and that was my new family. I was so proud to have a new family that they were protecting me with their lives. It meant so much. And I, over the years, I got away from all that, but I still have the respect for them, and I always will to the day I die. But you Lions are my family. You people that make a video and I see it and you share it. You people that ask me on your shows, you're my family. And I hope that I can make my family part of our new government, part of the new system that runs the country for us and not the evil.
Yes, sir.
But
well, John,
big thank you to everyone with all my heart.
Thank you, family. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the beautiful comments. Thank you for the love that you shared. Thank you for sharing this video and for supporting John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. and his beautiful companion, Rockin' Robin. We appreciate you. We are one family. We all come from Source, and we all have Source living within us. So we have to support each other. So, John, I want to thank you as well for coming on. I know we've been on for 2 hours. I appreciate you taking out your valuable time and from your companion in your work to come and share your love and your story with us. Thank you, John. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. I appreciate it so much. Thanks again.
You're welcome. So good night, John. It's been an honor and a pleasure. I look forward to speaking to you more online and offline, and I look forward to having you back again. You and Robin have an amazing night. I love you so much.
You too. And one thing, please send me this, and I will post it on my YouTube to share and keep sharing the Dr. Kia Pruitt show. Please keep sharing.
So yes, thank you so much, John. Speaking of that, I'm not on YouTube right now, family. I may start another channel. Well, I did start one, but I haven't uploaded any videos on this 7th channel. But let me show you what my YouTube channel looks like before we get out of here. You can go to rumble.com and type in, I think you have to do the @ first, Dr. Kia Pruitt. That's DR space KIA space PRUITT. This is what my channel looks like. That's me trying to look cute right here. And this is our podcast that we're doing right now. We have 4,800 people on Rumble right now, John. That's beautiful.
Wow,
we appreciate
that's beautiful.
Your story is getting out. We are the news family. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
So follow me.
That is beautiful, people. And hit that, if we can get that 4,000 people to hit that share button, Lord, what a blessing that would be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's it. John, I don't want to cut you off if you had something else to say before we go to bed. Do you have anything else?
It's all just about love and thanks. So, yeah, love and thank you all.
All right, family. Thank you, family. We love you very much. Have a good night and go make this a good evening. My name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. I hope I've said something to raise your vibrations and inspire you to create the most amazing, magnificent life that you desire and deserve. John, Robin, and I love you and thank you so much. Bye-bye. Good night. Sweet dreams.